Just yet another thing to add on to this bullshit recording. Imagine recording your entire intro and then realizing you didn't turn the microphone on. Like, the mic itself was on, but the microphone setting wasn't on, so it didn't pick up anything. I love my life. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your Dimitri Strine, and today I am upset. So, I grabbed the second ticket multi, finally, from the event bazaar, and lo and behold, we pulled Mirai. This was one of the most difficult videos I've ever tried to record. I have been sitting here for... what time is it? It is 5:48 as I'm recording this, 5:48 p.m. I pulled Mirai at like 1 o'clock and have been trying to make this video ever since. So it's been almost 5 hours. It took me nearly 5 hours to get a video I was okay with. Just because this unit sucks. Honestly. I think I can very confidently say, despite having only had this account for about a little bit over 4 months, about 4 months and some change, and, you know, not having the greatest box in the world, I've dealt with my fair share of old units. I've pulled a handful of stuff off ticket banners. So while I don't have the most expansive box in the world, it's okay for someone who's been playing this long. I can very confidently say that Mirai is the worst unit I have used since I started playing this game. And it's not even close. What scenario would you ever use this character in? She is borderline unusable without the Protector Rimuru, which is not good. If we take a look at the very previous team, the Visions of Coleus team, every single member of that team functions outside of the Visions of Coleus team. Violet, Blanc, Jean, even Rimuru can all be useful in other places. You can slap them on other teams and they can still be usable. Mirai is a DPS unit that I gave up on trying to make her do good damage. I completely gave up on trying to make her do any type of respectable damage. Because unless you have the entire Idolmaster team, she is incapable of doing good damage. So I gave up. I gave up on trying to do good damage with her, and instead just did this. This is the team we're using, because it's the only team I could put together that got consistent good results. And the premise of the team is Mirai, 4 Orb Changers, and Protector Velzard to have Vengeance do the damage that Mirai isn't doing. And Mirai can do just enough damage with her constant live mode and constant ultimate attacks to allow Vengeance to kill faster than it normally would. That's the premise of this. Because I cannot for the life of me get this DPS unit, even though she is meant for burst damage. I know that. I never went into this expecting her to be like Jean and pull 4.5 million out of her ass after only 3 buffs. I'm well aware of that, but for the life of me, I couldn't get so much as 250,000 out of her. And again, it's because she cannot function outside of her main team. Outside of the Pretty Sparkle category, this unit does not function at all. She is totally useless if she is not on that one team. This was the best I could do. Honestly. With what I have available to me in my box, this was the best I could do. So we're going to do 3 fights. We're going to do the EX2 or 3, whatever the last EX stage of the beatdown battle is, because I tried Inferno 1, and she died on turn 4. Because of course she did. Because the beatdown battle is built for you to use the invincibility mode from Rimuru. So Geld ults you like 6 fucking times. And then I tried using her in like other stages that wanted Earth units, and then I realized that every fucking stage that wants an Earth unit is either an AoE stage, which doesn't work for Mirai because she's a single target, or they nerf greens, which is really bad for Mirai because she is so hyper-focused on being on a green team that she, again, does not function without green orbs. Both of her skills, wholly unusable without access to green orbs. And her full hand of green orbs, honestly, is less useful than it should be, mainly because it costs so damn much, for no reason. Realistically, that skill should be like 25 points, not 40, but whatever. I honestly, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I tried for nearly 5 hours to make this unit look good, and I just couldn't do it. And I'm not wasting all of my damn crystals trying to pull these other units. I'm not doing it, so if she's incapable of looking good on her own, she's not a good unit. She shouldn't need the entirety of her team to carry her. She's the DPS unit. She should be carrying them. It's so ridiculous. Whatever. Honestly, whatever. Let's just get into the fights. All I'm gonna say is, Megumin. That's what a good DPS collab unit is. Mirai? No. Let's get into these fights. Alright. Hopping into the fucking beatdown battle. I really wish I could use this unit properly. Honestly. Like, I wasn't playing when the Konosuba collab came out, so I was really hoping that these collab units would be on the level of the Konosuba characters, and they just aren't. None of them are. Like, Shizuka is decent, but she doesn't compare to what Kazuma or Aqua were. Is this Rimuru better than the other one? Which, by the way, I love how in both collabs so far, we've just had Rimuru cosplaying. Both protectors for both collabs were just a cosplaying Rimuru, which is amazing to me, but we're gonna go ahead and use the live mode here. We do get good use out of the live mode, and even out of Mirai's full-handed green orbs, since Velzard can reset all of our skill points, and also give us the 250% to the green orb gauge, so we can go ahead and use everything all the time, because we always have max points. And then with the Aegis buff, we can go ahead and constantly activate Velzard. So, I mean, this team works, right? This team functions perfectly fine. It's just the fact that I shouldn't have had to do all of this. I shouldn't have to rely on Velzard to make a unit look good. Like, realistically, there's no situation where I should have to rely on Velzard just to make a unit look halfway decent. Because if I have to use Velzard, then I'm clearly desperate to actually win. The only time I really use Vengeance at this point is if I don't think I can win any other way. So, the fact that I'm using Velzard here should speak volumes. So, I'm doing some math in my head here, trying to see what I should be doing. And I go ahead and use the... I use the Future Hand of Greens as well as Tsubasa's... Did I use her buff or her orb chain? I wasn't paying attention. I just finished recording these matches too. You'd think I'd remember after like 10 minutes. Nope. Also, something I find hilarious is if you turn the music off in the game, you don't get the music from their ults, which in theory makes sense, right? Because you turned the music off, but it also just means that the music isn't actually a part of their ultimate attack. The music is technically a different property, which is interesting. I found that funny. Later on in this very fight, you'll see me turn the animations off because there's no fucking point. If I can't even hear it. What I had planned on doing was letting them play out and then just muting the song because I believe they're copyrighted. But if I can't even hear the damn songs, then there's no fucking point. So I end up turning off the animations. So we have a whole hand of greens again. Got the live mode active. We have a full gauge. We have Velzard again. Realistically, I probably could have done with using another skill just because I don't really have to be that mindful of my skill point usage because I'll pretty much always have 100 points at the end of the turn, which is, again, one of the great things about Velzard. Another protector that can work with Mirai and who I tried to make the video with initially was the first anniversary Veldora. He works fine, Mirai just doesn't do enough damage. Like, Veldora works with Mirai. He does what he needs to do. Mirai is the one who doesn't do what she needs to do and actually kill anything. So I gave up on trying to make Mirai do good damage. Especially in the beatdown battle where you can't use any skills over 50 points once you hit Inferno. I just couldn't be asked to bother trying to do all that shit. And I would always run into the problem of not having enough skill points to do what I need to do, because while Veldora does reset your skill cost and raise your skill cap, he doesn't actually buff the greens at all. He doesn't buff any type of orb. So once you get to a certain point, like, I needed a certain amount of points to use my buffs, but I'm using more points than I'm gaining back in order to use all of the skills I'm trying to use. So, like, sometimes it would work if I had good orb luck and I didn't have to orb change 1,000 times, but if I did, then the whole thing fell apart. So, again, I gave up on trying to make Mirai do any decent damage. So, we're gonna go ahead, use the green buff. I'm just gonna send the 4 greens in the ult, I believe, because, again, I don't care about the skill points, nor do I really care all that much about Mirai's damage. Like, whatever buffs she gets from her live mode is fine with me, because, again, it doesn't matter. She's not here to kill. She's just here to get the health down enough for Vengeance to kill, which she can do, but realistically, any unit in the game could do that, and here you see me just turning the animations off, because I couldn't be asked anymore. This team is... Here's the thing about this team, though. It actually is fairly fun to use. Like, I don't hate this team. I actually like this team. I like using this team. I just wish it didn't come to this just to make a video on this damn character. I don't know. At the end of the day, if you have Mirai and Rimuru, then she probably looks a lot better to you because Rimuru makes her work. But for someone like me who only has Mirai, and there you go, Geralt's dead. For someone like me who only has Mirai, it's really hard to make her look good on her own. And we won, yeah, but because of Vengeance. Up next we have the Dark Tempered Edge. We are in EX2 of the Dark Tempered Edge against Gazel. And the strategy is exactly the same, only this time we have a starting hand of 2 blues and 4 greens, so we can just use the Aegis orb change. But it's the same thing as before. It's orb change. That was ridiculous. I'm leaving that in too. I don't care. I'm leaving that in. Oh, Jesus. I have no idea what's even happening at this point. Also, my wave function is freaking the hell out. Hold up. Alright, I fixed it. It started freaking out when my mic, like, turned off and back on. I don't know what was going on there, but you know, I don't know what else to say about this unit. Like, can she be fun to use? yeah, if you have the box necessary to make her look good, I suppose she can be fun. Like, again, this team isn't boring by any means. I like this team. I would rather not have to deal with this nonsense. Again, I keep repeating myself, but live mode, 6-handed greens, like this works, right? This is working, and I'm happy that it's working. The only issue is we do almost die in this fight, because of course we do. Literally the only reason this match is even in here, this fight is even in here, is because we got lucky, and towards the end, Gazel just stops targeting Mirai. Which is fine by me. I sure as hell didn't want to do this again. Like, I will probably use this team in my off time, just for the sake of using Mirai since I have her, but I can't exactly say that this is a team I'm going to be going to whenever, you know, I need to beat a super difficult stage. Mirai is not a unit I'm going to go to if I need to beat something that's actually difficult. And it sucks because she's like the only Earth unit we've gotten since, what, the 1.5 anniversary? I'm pretty sure Earth, Gi, and Forsaken Future Rimuru are were the last Earth units we got. Like, this game does not get Earth units ever, and it sucks that the first one we get in like 7 months is fucking horrible. She's just not good on her own. I don't. As you can see, we're getting through this slowly but surely. We're getting through this. I'm gonna bring Traya in because I'm just gonna use. I just need to orb change. I'm pretty sure right here I'm doing a bunch of math in my head. That's all this game is, by the way. All this game is math. I hate this video. I haven't struggled like this since... When was the last time I struggled like this? It was some type of Legends. Some type of Dragon Ball Legends. I used to struggle a lot making those videos. That's just because I'm bad at my job. And as you can see, we are now almost dead, but luckily for me, Gazel just stopped hitting Mirai after this point, so we're good. We can't let the showcase unit die. I say showcase unit, this is more of a Velzard showcase than it is a Mirai showcase. But I mean, again, to be fair, she is doing what she needs to do. She's giving us the greens, she's buffing up the greens, allowing us to throw ults so we can, you know, progressively do more damage. She is doing her job as a support unit, not as a DPS unit though, even a burst DPS unit, because she doesn't have really her own buff. Like, she's got the live mode that's giving everyone 2% attack for every green orb you use, but that's not enough. She doesn't have her own buff. How does a DPS unit not have a big time buff? Why does she have this future Hand of Greens instead of a 100% ult damage buff? Or a, I don't know, since she's on a burst team, maybe you don't want to use an 80-point skill. Why doesn't she have like a 50% earth damage buff just for herself that costs like 25 points or something? Like, why? Why not? It'd be just for her, so screw it. 50% earth damage for one turn. 25 points, 30 points, fuck it, 30 points. Like, just that by itself would make her 100 times better. And also Tsubasa having a buff that mattered. Because, like, in order for you to get any good damage out of Tsubasa's buff, you have to be hit with 1,000,000 ultimate attacks. And that's so obnoxiously specific. Because, yes, there are plenty of stages in the game that just love to throw 1,000,000 ults at you, but how often are you going to come across that in new content? most stages like that are either in story mode or Crucible. I think Conquest Ifrit throws a million ults your way. And to be fair, AoE ults do count as 3 stacks, so if you're fighting someone who's doing an AoE ult, that works. It works out just fine for you, but Tsubasa's buff is bad. Like, it's not useful at best and just straight up bad at worst. But we beat Gazel, now we're on to Space Milim. Just like one of the easiest stages in the entire game. I just wanted to see if she would kill on her own. And spoiler alert, she doesn't. I even grab her EX ult. Try and get as many live mode stacks as possible. Use Tsubasa's buff, which is only 20% by that point. And tried to see if she could kill, which at that point, Milim's health gets pretty low. It's not like she's trying to kill Milim from half HP. Milim is pretty low by that point and only has like 200,000 HP to begin with. she still doesn't kill. Again, it's not like she has a million buffs on her, but she's a fucking DPS unit. Why does she not have her own buff? Like, fucking Violet. She's got a triple orb change and a 100% magic buff. Megamine, the other collab DPS unit. I think she's what, like a 60-70% ult buff and a triple orb change? Other burst teams, what? Light Shuna. Light Shuna, she's on a burst team. She's got an orb steal and a 25% light buff and like a 50% critical damage buff. Why does Mirai not have any of that? Why does she not have any type of buff? It's so annoying. Because how are you supposed to nuke with this character that needs other characters to let her nuke? That's not what a DPS unit is. A DPS unit is the one who should be allowing themselves to do damage. God. It's so annoying. What's another good one? Light Raphael. Stun. Stun Strike. Pierce. Ult resistance down. Fucking... Water Milim. I think it's the Water Milim. Maybe it's the Fire one. I don't know. There's a lot of Milims in the game. Orb Steel. I don't even know what her other buff is, honestly. But, like, she doesn't have an Orb Steal. She doesn't have... Which she doesn't need because of the live mode, to be fair. She doesn't have a buff. She doesn't have a team buff, self buff. She doesn't lower. She doesn't have a resistance down, a defense down. Nothing. She has nothing that would allow her to be a competent DPS unit. I don't get it. I don't get what the point of this character is. Genuinely. I don't understand what the point of this character was. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me rant for 20 minutes. Fucking 25 minutes almost. It's about to be. We're gonna wrap this up fairly soon. We've got a few more turns to go through, I believe. We're gonna go ahead, use the live mode, throw Tsubasa's ult, do no fucking damage, but I'm not expecting Tsubasa to do any. Not only is she not a DPS, but she's also AoE. Even if she was a DPS, I still wouldn't expect her to do any damage because she's AoE. AoE units do no damage. Vengeance is legitimately doing more than our ults are, though. Is that not sad? That one hit of Vengeance has done more than any of the ults have done throughout this entire video. Hit the live mode again. We're gonna go ahead and throw the ult. We're gonna throw this ult. Look at that. I didn't think Mirai would kill there, but I expected her to do more than that. Honestly, this Milim is not difficult. She's not a difficult boss. And at this point, I want Tsubasa to kill. Tsubasa should be able to kill here. With Trainee and Tsubasa, they should both be able to kill. Even though Trainee doesn't really have a good attack, no one here except Mirai has a good attack equipment because I don't care about everyone else's attack. But I still low-key expected Tsubasa to kill. And even she does. I don't know why I expected her to kill, honestly. Like, in retrospect, I don't know why I expected her to do anything. But that's it. And then Vengeance kills. Vengeance just kills after this. I don't know what you want from me. Let me know what you guys think of Mirai in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that join button if you can, it really does help the channel out. All the links you could ever want are in the description down below. And I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. God, I hate this unit. She's so bad.